question everything in pursuit of your purpose. Ask yourself, what if?
Thank y'all for joining us again for another episode of the Pursuit of Purpose podcast. I'm Rob.
I'm Chuck.
And today we have with us
Corey Stark.
Corey Stark. Now, we are in Southeast Texas, Beaumont to be specific. But in Southeast Texas, when a person says that name, if you're from here and you're around here, it resonates.
Yes.
Because not far away from where we sit, about 30 miles, there's a little city that gets referred to. The nickname is the Fruit City. It's actually where I was born, in an old hospital called Orange Memorial Hospital.
Yes.
And in that city, there's a family that was considered some of the prominent members of society back in the day. And there's some of the big philanthropic contributors to the area. And that is the Stark family. And Corey comes from that line, a descendant of the Stark family. That's not why you're here. I just wanted to draw the correlation.
It'd be a short conversation.
The correlation. So,
Correlation.
But it's a cool name, and I like to look at him more like, Iron Man.
That's why it's cool now.
Yeah, yes. So now we're going to talk about his business journey, his life journey, and everything like that. But of course, he has his own version of Stark Industries, which we really like.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
I'm a little disappointed you didn't wear the suit today.
Right.
It's in service.
Oh, okay. So Corey, where were you born?
I was born in Port Arthur, Texas.
Port Arthur.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
So how did that happen? Not how were you created?
Okay.
But how did your family get to Port Arthur?
Tell us what you remember.
Well,
What do you remember about your conception?
You had to be there.
Okay. That's fascinating.
That is.
So I was born in Port Arthur and swiftly brought to Orange.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, born at the hospital there, but grew up in Orange, been there all my life, and now find myself as a resident of Beaumont.
Okay.
As of recent.
Very recent.
Yep.
So born in Port Arthur, swiftly gone to Orange. How many siblings were in your house growing up?
I have an older half sister and I have a younger sister.
So there's three of you, and you're in the middle, and middle child.
Oh,
and middle child syndrome. That explains the personality.
Yeah.
Middle children are often more outgoing, more outspoken. They become mediators.
Yeah.
They're really good at social structure.
Okay.
Martial arts.
MMA,
That's right.
They don't look like much, but they'll hand out a beat down.
Two sisters, even the middle martial arts, like what?
Right. I had two sisters, so I couldn't fight back, but I had to learn to dip and bob and weave.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that explains a lot. And
the scars, the bruises.
Right. And the makeup. All those things. I have noticed that, and for those of you out there in the audience, just to let you guys know where our office is located, and we mention this a lot on our live shows and different things. We're in a building called the San Jacinto building in downtown Beaumont. If you're from Southeast Texas, that's the building with the big clock on top of it. And Corey also, his office is in our building. So we can pick on Corey a little bit. We see him a little more regularly than a lot of our guests.
Yeah.
But I've known Corey now for a few years, and I've had the privilege of watching him transform, watching him go from one phase to the next and then to the next. And before we go too far, I'm just going to tell you, I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
You are an inspiration, and I love watching you influence your circle. It's really a sight to behold.
It's something else.
So three of you in the house. What was discipline like in your childhood home?
So mom was a single mom most of my upbringing and worked 2 and sometimes 3 jobs. We had everything we needed and most of what we wanted because of that. Very hard worker.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
So
discipline, to answer your question, was lacking.
Okay. Okay. So
We'll call it self-discipline.
Right.
I'll just punish myself.
did the sisters whoop you at all, or did you get whoopings?
It was a constant barrage. My mom put my oldest sister in Taekwondo. They even had
nice.
Taekwondo in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it still exists.
Yeah.
That was the worst decision she ever made.
Oh man.
For me.
For you. She needed a sparring partner.
Right. Yeah. And both of my sisters are really, really tough. Just
Okay.
naturally. So
Okay.
I had to learn to, like I say, bob and weave quickly.
Mm.
So yeah, discipline was lacking.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, some kind of way, I don't know where you caught it. If it was, a contagious event from somewhere else, you caught some discipline from somewhere.
Could have been a right hook. Man.
Yeah, I mean, you have developed the ability to focus and develop yourself.
Yeah.
And so that's whatever mom and sisters did,
Sure.
it was helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was certainly
So we
part of
commend
it.
her for that.
Yeah.
Is mom still alive, still
Yeah.
with you?
Still with us. She's
Yeah.
retired from the post office, delivered mail right here. for
Come on.
15 plus years.
Really?
Yeah.
So
Wow.
she's been in this building.
Oh yeah, definitely. She's been up to the top of the building. one time.
Nice.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Cool.
so that explains a lot. I can remember a lot of people not getting their mail from time to time, and I heard stories about mail flying off the roof of this building.
Now that
So
makes
now,
sense.
it makes sense. Your mom went up there and angrily threw it off because she had 3 hellions at home
That's
That's
right.
right.
that she was frustrated with, that
Yes.
middle child especially.
Yeah,
That's it.
for
That's
sure.
it.
She just had to throw the mail. So-
Yeah.
But anyway, so did you go to school in Orange?
I went to school at Community Christian until I was in the 3rd grade.
Okay.
And then we moved to Mauriceville to a neighborhood my granddad developed when my mom was young. And he named each of the streets after one of his kids. They got 5 kids. So we moved on to Bill Lane, named after my Uncle Bill. And I went to Mauriceville Public School for the first time.
Okay.
So that was interesting.
Yeah. What was that like? The transition from going to a small private school to a small public school?
Yeah, I think about that sometimes. It was really strange because everyone was always wearing the same thing.
At
As I
private school.
went to school.
Private school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, everyone looks so different. I remember thinking that.
Yeah.
Like everyone has their own individualism or
Yes.
personality. And that was just
And
fascinating.
you've never been allowed to have one.
No.
Nope.
No.
Nope, you better look like I was a little more portly than the rest, but I was wearing the same thing.
Got you. No, that's true. Well, that taught and coached in private school, and typically kids would come in after a certain age, and usually they didn't go the other way around too much unless there was a reason. It's like they needed the public school for certain activities,
Right.
but they would come to us because their parents were just frustrated,
Yeah.
with the public setting, and so they would come in and it was uniform.
Yeah.
And so they didn't. It's the other way around. They didn't take to the uniform very well. So
Exactly.
maybe those that transferred out of public school. But your district is, it's a good district. You went all the way through at LCM.
Yep.
Yeah,
LCM.
it's
A bear.
the Battling Bears.
That's right.
That's right. So what was when you were in school? Were you involved with things? Did you get activities and stuff?
I played golf for a little bit, but I was in choir for all 4 years, and then last 2 years in the varsity chamber and pop choir, and competed at state level.
That's awesome.
It was pretty
Look
cool.
at you. You're a singer.
Yep.
You're an
I just
entertainer.
recently found out that he's musical.
Yeah.
I had
Okay.
no idea.
Okay.
I am not as musical as you, but I am very fond of music.
Yes.
What all instruments do you play?
I started playing the keyboard when I was like 11 or 12. My grandpa on my dad's side, he's Louisiana and Texas Musicians Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow.
And he played all over Southeast Texas for 50 plus years. And he started taking me every Thursday night to the singles dance at the VFW where they played.
Nice.
So I would sit and watch him. I sat on a bandstand from here to Timbuktu every summer for 5 or 6 years watching him play.
Hmm.
And that's how I learned how to dance too. Those old ladies
Nice.
would get me out there and
Nice.
teach me how to dance.
Super cool.
So I started playing the keyboard, then I played a little bit of guitar, played a little trombone.
Come on.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Strings and
Oh,
brass.
mandolin. Played some
Okay.
mandolin.
But behind
That's
that
a hard
microphone,
instrument to
you were-
play.
It
It is
is.
hard. It is. That's picked it up and put it down pretty quick.
It's got a really cool sound. You know, I love Alan Jackson music, you know,
Yeah.
from the 90s and early 2000s. And he was really big on putting mandolin music,
Sure.
you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
in his stuff.
Steel guitar.
And I always admire that.
Right.
Now, the steel guitar is scary.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
one of the most intimidating instruments because it uses every limb you have.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And all the focus. I can't even imagine
Oh, yeah.
what it would take to sing and play one of those.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the amount of brain power.
You
that
almost
would
got to
take.
be a spider or an octopus to play one.
I hear it's one of the hardest to learn. Yeah, for
That
sure.
and the violin is really hard. And
Violin, yeah.
there's a difference between a violin and a fiddle, though. You know what it is?
No.
A violin has strings.
Oh,
A fiddle has strings.
strings.
So have you ever tried one of those?
I've got an old fiddle that was made in Orange.
Okay.
You know,
Really?
I'm big on local.
That's
historical
amazing. I didn't know
fiddles.
that was a thing.
They had a fiddle maker in Orange in the 40s.
Mhm.
And my granddad had it. Great granddad had it. I mean, gave it to my granddad. Now I got it. Never played it. Never even put strings on it.
Okay.
Wow. That's awesome.
That is so cool.
I love local historical artifacts.
Well, that's so do I.
Mhm.
You and I have that very much so in common.
I'm trying to get my hands on an elephant tooth that came.
A tooth.
Yes.
Well, I saw a
real,
foot.
Real elephant tooth.
Okay.
You saw a foot at Barbara's?
Yes.
She's got 2 feet there. And for a moment, I suspected that it came from the same elephant. I'll tell you the story.
Hmm.
So 1924, a train came to Orange with a circus on it.
Okay.
And they had started to run out of food for these elephants and were feeding them tobacco.
Oh my gosh.
So it kind of winds them up.
Yeah.
Well, this elephant was mad about whatever
He was nicotine raging.
and started to destroy all of Orange
Oh wow.
until, and, you know, in Orange, there's all small games. So people didn't have, and they were relatively poor. People didn't have high powered rifles or anything like that.
Right.
So a gentleman that worked for Dr. Brown, Edgar Brown, said that he had been on an African safari and he had an elephant gun. So they went to Dr. Brown's house. He said, here's the gun. And they went to Smith Street and killed the elephant there after hours of peppering it with shotgun
Small
shells and
arms,
yeah.
22s.
Wow.
And the whole town ate off that elephant.
Oh,
They ate it.
oh my word. That's
And
awesome.
Only thing left is a molar from that elephant. And
Wow.
a family in Ohio has it. And every year I call them and say, are you ready to sell it?
That is so crazy.
That is going to be a good get.
Yeah.
When that
So it
happens.
didn't. I guess it didn't have tusks.
No tusk.
Okay.
This
It
time.
may have, but they
But
may
they're-
be on my wall.
Ah.
Okay. This is the first I've heard of the famous elephant rampage of
Infamous.
Orange. Infamous.
It's not a very well known story.
Well, hopefully it'll be out now.
It'll be well known after this episode.
That's
gets
right.
published, sir.
That's right.
Margaret Toll at KOGT, when they were still open, wrote a really good story about it.
Okay.
Check it out.
That is so fascinating.
That is.
So that is great. How long did they eat it on it? Because there wasn't a whole lot of refrigeration back then.
From what I understand, they ate on it a good year. I mean, you got to consider
They
they were
could
probably
salt it.
canning it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
And I wonder what on earth elephant meat would even taste like.
Probably real good with ketchup on it.
Put some hot sauce,
Some hot sauce.
deep
ketchup,
fried, it'd be all
fine.
right.
True confession, I'm a ranch dressing guy. I think I could
Yeah.
eat that on ice cream. So I bet I could
Whoa.
put that on elephant
Yeah.
for sure.
Whoa.
Over ranch.
So
That's right.
that is crazy. Wow.
What a great story. Thank
Oh,
you.
man, I got
Yeah.
100 of them like that.
I love it.
So I hope you end up with that tooth.
Yeah, me too.
I want to see it.
Well, and now we're at a point where if they're not willing to sell it to me, I'd like to scan it and 3D
Build
print
one. Yeah.
Yes.
a new
Well,
one.
that's cool.
There you go.
Well, eventually, I hope they sell it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Actually, I wanted to be a motivational speaker.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
My granddad did some motivational speaking for a long time. He was national sales director with started with A.O. Williams and turned into Primerica.
Yeah.
And before that, he was with Glenn Turner. And they sent him to Colorado and Jamaica, and you know they got tired of dragging the family around. So, and that was called Challenge to America. It was one of the first network marketing companies
Okay.
that went big. I saw that, all those old videos and stuff, and how they dressed and how they carried themselves and the impact they had on people. And I was like, man, that's so cool.
So do you still want to do that?
Less and less.
Less and less.
Yeah.
Have you had much opportunity to stand before an audience and present?
Not really, but a mentor of mine, Forrest Hamilton, who's got some great books also that he wrote with Brian Tracy. And they recently did a deal with, what is it? O'Leary, Kevin O'Leary.
Okay. Yeah. Shark Tank.
He said, if there's a stage, find a way to get on it, and it'll be fine. So, but heights and public speaking were my biggest fears.
Like many people are that way.
Yeah.
People are more afraid of public speaking than death.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was.
And I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we've done quite a bit of public speaking. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Really?
But every time I do it, I get nervous.
Yeah.
Every time. But it's actually the nervousness or the anxiety, if you want to call it that, is part of what I enjoy.
Yeah.
As strange as that may sound, that feeling that it's almost a rush to me.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
it's the kind of high I like.
Well, for me, it was like debilitating.
Yeah.
Like cold sweating hands, knees shaking, vomiting, it was that bad. But then I learned that it's just a lack of preparation. If you were prepared, if you had said the same thing over and over again 1,000 times across many different audiences, you just go up there and you do it again.
Right.
So it's a lack of preparation is why we get nervous before we speak.
Okay. Definitely that contributor to help.
It will help.
Preparation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
So you would get up and say the Pledge of Allegiance and probably wouldn't be very nerve-wracking.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think just me personally,
Yeah.
I've said the Pledge of Allegiance countless times.
Yeah.
And when I stand before an audience and do it, and I do it regularly,
Yeah.
I still get nervous.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So even though it's muscle memory, I mean,
Right.
it's going to come out.
Right.
Right.
I'm still nervous.
There is I will call him a famous musician. He's still one of the Beatles. It's still alive. And he tells a story about being nervous to this day.
Wow.
Yeah. He doesn't sit behind the drums anymore, but when he gets out front, he has a certain, probably it's like the I in Pledge of Allegiance. He bursts something out, and then whatever anxiety it is, it breaks through, and then the band starts playing and he's off and running, and hour and a half, 2 hours later, he's done.
Wow.
Yeah. But he said, I get it every time.
It's that initiation.
That's right.
It's the beginning. And it's the same thing. Like, I'll give you, for instance, I had to present an award not that long ago at a community here local.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, what I was going to say, I had said many times before,
Right.
and I knew this person. I knew everything I needed to say was well in me. No question about it. But I was sweating before I got up there to talk. As soon as I started, no problem. And it wasn't even about me. Nothing about what I was saying was about me. It was about them.
Yep.
It was about the audience. But I was still nervous.
Oh, yeah.
I still it was crazy.
Yeah.
So if you would like the opportunity to give it a whirl, let me know, because we have some very, very strong connections with some local groups that we could put you in front of some kids to do some influencing, some kids in need.
Yeah.
And it would be, I think it would be good.
Yeah.
It's a great way to break in.
We could explore that for sure.
There you go.
I have victimized quite a few folks into that kind of thing, and it's worked out well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever left that circumstance and said, I wish I hadn't have done that.
Right.
Exactly. Just the opposite, actually.
Yeah.
So
That's the cool thing. You often impact yourself more than you impact everybody else.
That's a
by
fact.
Sharing what you know.
That's right. That's right.
So speaking of what you know, so you went through school, you wanted to be a motivational speaker, and that path transformed into something else. What happened next? When you left high school, what happened?
When I left high school, so almost immediately, I maybe had a 2-week break, and I got on a bus to Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and was in the Army. So got out of the Army, and that was just a blurb, so there's not much story to tell there.
What'd you do in the Army?
Human resources. And it was like I got in and blinked and I was home. when I got out, I really didn't know what to do. It was just, I kind of just wandered for a little bit. Just did what I had to do to make a living. I worked for Sherwin-Williams Paint Company for a little while, and I was always trying, to find some kind of edge or some kind of unique deal. So I've done some pretty interesting things, but it was always in for a corporate something or other. And then did construction and was always in insurance in some form or fashion. Like I started with Primerica, just like my grandpa did, and sold life insurance, and wasn't very good at it when I started. I was terrible at it. I almost starved to death.
That's what makes the best life insurance salesman, by the way.
Oh, I'm telling you.
It really does.
Yeah. But I just kept going, and I hated it at first. But what I learned is we only love what we're good at, typically. And we only become good at something when we've been bad at it long enough. And then you can love it. So
I like where you're going.
I learned to love that.
And life insurance is an important service for mankind. So it's a valuable thing. It's not a scam. It's not anything,
Right.
It's a very positive thing that we've developed for mankind.
Yep.
So it's great. Now I am curious because you're the first person, and many people would never imagine this being a thing in the military. Human resources?
Yeah.
In the Army?
Yeah.
I love that.
Because it's like everybody else does.
It is an extreme. I know. I totally agree. But that's something that, when people think of the military, they think of guys on the front lines with guns fighting, right?
Bad.
Or they think about Top Gun and people flying around, doing this and the other, or being at boot camp and, all that. They think about those particular images in their imagination, but they never think about the business of the military.
That's right.
The military is a business, right? It's the business of people.
Mhm.
Yes.
And so when there are people, there have to be the resource of people managers,
Right.
Yes.
the managers of the people resource.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a fascinating thing. So when a young person, just saying this for the audience, if you're considering what you want to do with your life, the military can be a big help to that.
Sure.
Because who would have thought,
Right.
that somebody go in the Army and go into human resources?
Right.
That's
Exactly.
crazy.
Right.
Were you recruited for that?
I probably wouldn't have chosen that. Like I would, my intentions were to be Rambo.
Right.
But
Because you
there's
really
only
look
one
like
Rambo.
That's right. You kind of look like Sly. Just say it. That's right. That's right.
But,
You're too tall.
right.
I mean, he's only like 3'6".
Right. Well, maybe a few rounds of steroids.
right, yeah. But the sign-on bonus, it was the highest for HR.
Wow.
So I was like, yeah, I would do that.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
I'm telling
That's
you.
a good. I think it was like $24,000.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So with the military, and I don't want to belabor it too much, we'll just ask this and move forward. But you did one contract, I don't know what to call it.
Well, I was like I say, it's like I blinked and then I was home because when I got to advanced individual training, where I learned my actual job, because I hurt my leg pretty bad.
Okay.
So they decided that I wasn't going to move forward at all. But, I made that choice and had honorable intentions. While I didn't get to finish the goal, it was a really good experience. I did learn a lot of discipline that I didn't learn growing up.
Well, I'm going to tell you something you probably you may or may not hear very often, but thank you for your service.
Yes.
Thank you for your
You're welcome.
willingness.
Yes.
I don't often
To join
talk
up.
about it.
And but it means a lot to me. I know to Chuck too, but
Certainly.
just the idea that you were committed enough to our nation and to yourself to do that.
Right.
You didn't know what you were going to become or how it was going to end.
Yeah.
Right.
For all you know, you could have ended up on the front lines. You
Right.
could have ended up overseas or, who knows what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some
So-
of them do in human resources. You're a soldier first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You go there
that's
and
right.
you learn to be a soldier,
Absolutely.
and then you go learn your job. So there's a lot of heroes that
Yeah.
were human resources or in the chow hall or
Right?
janitorial, supply chain, you name it.
It all matters. You can't do it all without all of it.
There's a gentleman I knew for years and years. He was a World War II veteran, but never left the country. He
Wow.
was, we'll say HR. He was the payroll guy for and eventually he worked his way up right underneath the officer that was over an entire, we'll say a division. I mean, like thousands and thousands of guys that are just sailing across the ocean, you know, going to fight Japan. And so he made sure they had payroll. And then later he worked in, of course, sadly, in the benefits. And so he had to go and find these families, and he never left Seattle, Washington. He did it all.
Survivors benefits.
Exactly. So
that's tough.
Yeah. So he never had to go and like present to families, but he said my job was to make sure that everybody got what they needed. So later they had some kind of a reunion of sorts, you know, and a friend of his who did get deployed invited him to come. He goes, "No, I'm nothing, man. I didn't go combat." He said those guys were so receptive. They're like, no, man, we needed our money, you know, because I mean we're on the other side of the world. We don't want to be broke. He said, wow, kind of felt like I helped.
Yeah.
You know?
It takes every kind.
That's right. He's a sweet guy, really good. But he got in there, and I guess not too dissimilar, took a bunch of tests, and they're like, "Hey, you're really good with numbers.
Yeah.
We're not going to waste, you know, deploying you. We're gonna keep you right here." And he's like, "Fine by me." So, but that's the only other person I ever knew that worked in those particular services. Even those that worked under officers eventually found themselves in some combat role, you know, Vietnam or what have you. And they tried as much as they could to not have to go, you know, to do the hard things, but can't get away from it.
It was worth it to stay home.
Yeah. Yes.
They had it rough.
Right. Yeah. Well, once you're in theater, though, you're a candidate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If they spend the money to get you to the other side of the world, they're always eligible. So anyway, do appreciate your service. Though. Thank you for being willing.
So who would have thought? And this is another fascinating aspect about you. Who would have thought? And this, I'm saying this for the benefit of the audience, the young people in the audience especially. But who would have thought that going into the Army would be an integral step into building the path towards your purpose?
Yeah.
Like in your younger life, it's doubtful that you would have imagined that you'd end up where you are right now.
Oh yeah. I mean, that experience alone, I've for years and years considered it a failure, you know, and really struggled with that. But then, you know, you get older, you get wiser. And I say this all the time now. People that are around me all the time can spout it off like that. But it's the work that the work does on you. And in all labor, there's profit.
Yes.
So at the time, I didn't know what, you know, I was there and it was working for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was a job.
Yes.
And you don't know when it's working for you, what it's working on you.
Yes.
So it's who you're becoming in the struggles that you're going through that really are the most profitable later on.
Right.
So I say it all the time, all work works and all labor there's profit. And it's what it's doing in you, not for you.
Love that.
I do too.
I love the way you turned that. You changed that one little 2-letter word to another a 2-letter little word.
Mm-hmm.
You were saying on you at first. And changed in you. It's so profound. Very good. Very good. Life insurance sales. Struggle through that a little bit, made it a part of you.
Mm-hmm.
And so, describe what you do now.
What I do now is group benefits.
Okay.
And I do it in a unique way so that it doesn't impact employees' take-home pay. And it actually reduces costs and expenses for the employer in a nutshell.
I like that.
That's simple.
So instead of selling life insurance, who do you do business with now?
Employer groups.
Employer groups.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like small businesses. I prefer to work with small businesses. I can save a corporation a bunch of money and, you know, maybe the CEO put a wine cellar in his yacht. But a small business, they're putting people through college, you know, their kids through college. They're having to buy a teenager their first car and stuff like that. And it's hard to have a small business.
Describe a small business.
50 employees or less, 100 employees or less. And
What types of industries do you serve the best?
I've got at this point, it seems like something from every industry.
Okay.
And now there's a high turnover rate. They're much harder to manage. It's not that we won't do them, but we just want to prepare that employer for the fact that it's going to be a heavy lift for both of us.
Right.
So every week, if you owned a Dairy Queen, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
and you do hiring every single week because kids are in and out of their first job,
Yeah.
it's going to be difficult to manage for them and for me. So it's probably not worth their time.
So career-based businesses, even if they're small businesses, tend to work better.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Low turnover,
Mhm.
23,000 a year or more, average salary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
So what is the name of your current business?
We're doing business as Alturos Strategic Benefits.
Alturos Strategic Benefits.
Mhm.
Now, this is the point in the show where you get to give yourself a little commercial.
Okay.
You've already been doing it.
Yeah.
You did well. But how does a person become a client of Alturos Employee Benefits?
Well, I don't really pursue business myself anymore, but I have a network of affiliates that refer business to me, and we have a virtual healthcare platform. It's not an insured product, but it offers urgent care, primary care, board certified licensed therapists, psychology, psychiatry, dermatology, you name it. $0 copay, unlimited usage for them and their whole family. And I'm paying a referral fee to those people that refer the business to me on that product. So I haven't made a cold call, and I couldn't tell you how long, because we pay people really well and they think it's fun. So that's how we do it. That's how we get new business, referral
Okay.
network.
The reason I'm asking that is because if anyone in our audience happens to be a business owner, and that's the type of people that typically tune into our show is, entrepreneurial business owner types,
Right.
how would they find you?
They could call me on my cell. I'm pretty easy to get a hold of. 409-466-7677.
Okay. Say it one more time.
409-466-7677.
All right. Is there a website they should visit?
I'm working on a website right now, and I'm switching the domain name.
Okay.
So
So
I
not
don't
yet.
Right. I don't
It's
wanna
under
give that away,
construction.
and
We'll put it that way.
everybody see the website that I built and how horrible it is. So we'll wait on it.
Right.
I can relate.
Yeah.
I hired a pro.
That's
It's
amazing.
worth it.
So how long have you been doing this now?
Been 3 years doing this kind of benefit strategy,
Uh-huh.
but in insurance in some form or fashion. And I mean, agent, broker, agency owner, claims adjuster. I was adjuster.
Oh, bless your heart.
Oh, I know. It was pretty fun, but all the paperwork is
Mm.
is crazy. So during Harvey, I left while it was raining.
You were
Started
PNC.
raining, yeah,
Mm.
and for State Farm, and did Rockport, Corpus,
Mm.
Corpus to Birmingham, Birmingham to all of South Florida, and then back.
Mm.
So did every form of insurance you could think of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what made you convert from life insurance to, well, you went from HR to life insurance, which if you were with Primerica, you were doing whole life
Term life.
term. Well, it was term life and invest the difference.
Yep.
That's right. I forget the script sometimes. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. It's been almost 20 years since I had dealings with Primerica.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, whole life is still a scam unless you're funding
well,
the tax savings.
That's what all American people say. But, but no, I completely get it. And so you went from HR to life insurance with investment. We'll say it right.
Yeah.
Because even whole life is term life with an investment.
Yep.
It's just legally said differently.
Mm.
It really is.
Okay.
So to this, how did that transition? Like, can you describe that?
Like how did I?
How did you okay, so we've already done the military, we've done the Primerica, and
How did I get to insurance where I was to insurance where I am?
yeah, how did you get where you are?
Okay.
That's a big conversion. That's a big leap. And you went from being agent agency, broker, claims adjuster to entrepreneur.
So becoming an entrepreneur is hard because of how many times you have to get taken advantage of first.
It feels like that.
Yeah. And I would never, I always say you never look good making somebody look bad. So I'll never say who it was and how it happened and all the details, because that's what doesn't really matter.
Right.
It was who I was becoming
There you are.
by going through it.
What it was doing in you.
Right.
Mm.
Exactly. So I was just learning how to avoid things like that,
Mhm.
is what I'll chalk it to. And
not to be a person who does things like that to other people.
right. Exactly. So the thing about pain is that it makes you change things. You'll only hurt so bad for
It's
so
one of the
long.
greatest teachers there is.
Pain's a motivator. It's a change agent.
And I've been very transparent about the fact with people that just a couple of years ago, I lost pretty much everything I had.
Mm.
I mean, I lost my truck, my house. I tell people my dog was even trying to leave me. But I just kept going. You could only come up from the bottom. I always say, I started from the bottom and now I'm just a little further from the bottom. So that's how it happened. That's how I got into entrepreneurship. I just kept getting stung bad enough.
Mm.
And the cure was be in control of what's happening
Mhm.
with your business, with your clients. And that's a sure way to know that nobody's going to be taken advantage of.
Right.
I know that I'll do the right thing. I can never, be sure that someone else is. I say trust the Lord only, because everybody can be compromised.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm going to ask you a question, because a lot of us, and I'm going to come from my own perspective because it's all I got.
Mhm.
But having been in law enforcement, having been an entrepreneur my entire life, serial entrepreneur, like I'm addicted to it.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon to become jaded.
Right.
So many people who, especially if you have law enforcement background, you become jaded because you see people at their worst. If you're an entrepreneur, you expose yourself to the opportunity to be taken advantage of. And what advice might you give to people to help them prevent the becoming jaded concept? Because it's a very dangerous thing to become. Once you become skeptical, once you become jaded, and you start to expect that out of people, it's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
And it's all you're going to get.
Yeah.
You're constantly perpetuating this cycle of victimhood because it's all you believe in.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's not easy not to become jaded. And there will be times that you are jaded.
Mm.
But I stick to this. No matter what undeserved, unjust suffering comes to me, I will do good. That's it. And that's all. It's going to suck
Mm.
to choose to do good
That's right.
when everything is against you or someone has done you wrong. But that's the control that you have. That's the only control that you have.
Right.
Is how you react to what is happening.
Social media is a fascinating thing.
Yeah.
And, there's these memes all the time, these little inspirational things. You share them sometimes, I share them, these little sayings, And yesterday or the day before, I don't remember which, I saw one. And it really hit me. It hit me hard. And the message was, I destroyed that part of your life because I saw that you were going to destroy yourself if I didn't.
Oh, I like that one.
All work works.
Yeah.
So what feels oftentimes like the worst moment,
Right.
that point where you become jaded, that point where somebody took advantage of you and it hurt really bad,
Right.
it may actually be a moment where your life's being saved, because if it wasn't and you took it further, you'd completely kill yourself or destroy yourself entirely.
You are becoming someone because you're going through that.
Yes.
When you're in it,
It's a refinement moment.
right.
Yes.
When you're in it, you can't look into the future at the point in time that we've experienced before. We all have, where you're going through something or you're in a situation or experiencing something and you think, oh, this is why that happened.
Exactly.
Right.
That was you becoming.
That's it.
And this is you knowing why.
Right. Right.
So, yeah. And
As one of our favorite authors once says, it's from becoming to behold.
Mhm.
And now it makes it, as I often tell folks, I said, the blade doesn't like the whetstone at all.
Yeah,
It hates it, but it likes the result.
that's right.
And so as it's grinding, I often imagine if you had one of those super microphones to put right up next to the blade as the stone is rubbing across, that would be probably the worst sound you would ever want to hear.
Right.
Yeah, but that's what we go through. Like, this is the worst.
Yep.
Is it?
Right.
Is it really? And your story, typifies that. Like, no, I know I'm becoming something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I didn't always know.
Oh, absolutely
You know.
not. We were young and less mature and
Right.
less experienced, and all of us have been there.
Yeah, sometimes it was just poor pitiful me, but it didn't impact the fact that I was becoming.
Right.
Regardless of what my attitude was at the time,
Right.
the work was still working on me.
The work was still
In me.
working.
So it's a fascinating story. And I'm going to ask you a question. And I've got another little thing I'm going to ask you about, but I'm going to ask you this question. We ask every guest this.
Mhm.
Are you a success?
I'm more successful now than I'll ever be because of my definition of it.
Well, define it.
Yeah.
Being in pursuit of a worthy goal.
Okay.
Today, I'm in pursuit of a worthy goal, and I'm more successful than I'll ever be.
Keep going.
Yep.
Keep going.
Exactly.
So I find fascination with what most people call coincidence. Okay. You know how you talk about you don't know why until you get to the other side and you look back and you're like, makes sense now.
Right.
Here's a fascinating thing that you pointed out about you being where you are now, doing what you're doing now in the location you're doing it.
Oh, yeah.
You're in a building where, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So tell the folks what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so the San Jacinto building is called the San Jacinto building because the San Jacinto Life Insurance Company was the original tenant.
They built the building.
Right. And me, I'm a history guy, so I'm looking into the history of the building and discovered that the original owner of the San Jacinto Life Insurance Company was H.J. Lutcher Stark, my great grandfather.
Wow.
Yeah.
How fascinating is that?
And that's something.
Like, and didn't even know it when he moved in and took up office here.
Really? So
And
you learned that after you moved. Oh, my word. What?
Mm-hmm.
A century later, here you are. Oh,
Isn't that
wow.
fascinating?
That is.
And he was in so much, but I was just reading a little excerpt of the building.
Yeah.
I've read
And for
about
all-
everything about him.
Right.
And it said, in the original owner, H.J. Lutcher Stark.
Come on.
And for all we know, at some point in time, he sat in the very room you're sitting in for your office.
Could have.
He definitely went through there at some
That's
point.
right.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
That's
right.
unlikely that he didn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, same lobby, same.
So how,
area.
and those same walls that you sit within, Corey sits in an office in this building that still is original, with the exception of the flooring and the ceiling tile, probably. The walls are still the original walls.
Mhm.
Wow.
So how crazy is that?
Yeah.
To come, as they say, full circle.
But when I read it,
Give you goosebumps, man. That is some craziness.
Yeah.
And here doing the modern version of what he did.
Right.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That is.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, I was blown away by that.
Isn't that fascinating?
That is.
Mhm.
Good for
So,
you, man.
I congratulate you on your pursuit, and I love your definition of success. And I agree that you are a success, that you are successful.
Right.
And I appreciate you. And thank you for sharing that story.
Yeah, of course.
So what if a young person's watching this and they're like, this guy has got it all going on. I want to be like him. What advice might you give them? Let's say somebody that's about to graduate high school or just did.
Don't be just like me first. There's a version of you out there that is going to impact the world in a much better way than if you were to become some version of me.
Yeah.
So that's
good
first.
advice.
First and foremost. And I'd tell them all work works because there's profit in all labor. So you may not get paid for what you're doing right then and there, but it is who you're becoming. It's going to be worth something. So just keep becoming. And then I want to choose my words carefully in case someone's actually listening and takes the advice. I'll stop there. All work works. So just work.
Okay.
And no matter what unjust, undeserved suffering comes to you, choose to do good. You can't go wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with
I
that.
do too.
Do right by everyone, no
That's
matter
right.
how they do you.
Yeah, it's going to suck sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
going to want to knock some people out, but do the right thing.
I'm so grateful you didn't hit me,
I'm telling you,
even though you
telling
wanted
you.
to. I'm grateful.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Unlike your sisters, you probably deserve some, but
No
yeah,
doubt.
that's where you learned your discipline, man.
Yeah.
Okay, I learned how to not.
We'll launch that episode as a pay-per-view.
Right. Right. We're gonna invite both sisters here. We're gonna create our own little octagon.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna give them a couple of rules, and then we're gonna throw some antagonism at them and just turn them loose.
Yeah, I'm bringing a gun.
The cameras.
Man, I hear there's an elephant gun in Orange.
Yeah, somewhere.
Exactly.
That's great. That is great.
Oh
Well, man,
yes,
We
yes.
really appreciate you sharing your story with us and your journey with us.
Glad to do it.
It's very fascinating. Chuck, is there anything that you'd like to ask or say?
Thank you, Sam. I echo. Thank you for sharing your story, and I love your discovery of how you were in this constant state of being, in a sense, prepared for the next thing.
Yeah.
And we were all young. None of us knew that. We didn't know that. But as we look back over a few decades, we're like, oh my goodness, that's exactly how it worked. And so I'm glad you shared that with our audience, especially the younger ones that don't understand the reason they're going through things, early, either teen years or early career people. Just hang in there. The work will work.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
and I really like that. And I congratulate you. I mean, you've done so many accomplishments, but for even your family story to come full circle, even to this day, that's a gem. That's a
Pretty
gem.
neat.
That, few people will can basically say that. You know,
Yeah.
most of us end up in parts we never realized we would. But
I always say I was born in Texas.
Yeah.
Everything else is extra.
that's
There you
right.
go.
That's right. That's right. But I've known many people take Texas everywhere they go.
Yep.
The good or bad, people are like, oh, great.
There's no bad.
They'll say, oh, great, Texans just moved in. Like, yes.
Yeah.
You are welcome.
You are welcome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But thank you, Corey. Thank you for being here. Excellent stories, man. Good
Thank you both
motivation.
for having me.
Yeah,
Appreciate
good
So-
influences.
We're not quite done.
it. Okay.
There's a couple of other things that we're going to do. One last question that I've got to ask you. It's my favorite question. If you could go back in time to your high school days, and we're going to go right before you escaped high school and joined the military.
Yeah.
And you could whisper some sage advice into your own ear to young Corey, 17, 18 years old ish. What would you say to yourself?
I told them to be who you needed.
Be who you needed.
Okay.
Explain that.
So, as a young man, with my father wasn't present much of my life. It actually was a rare occasion, and then he passed away when I was 15. But a young man always misses that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big element that helps you develop into a person.
You ain't joking.
So I would tell me to be whoever I needed at the time.
That's good stuff.
And anyone who has an absent father will know exactly what I mean.
That's very profound, Corey, and I think that's going to resonate with the audience.
I do too.
Thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
Well, we really appreciate you sharing your life with us.
Glad to do that.
And, is there anything that we didn't ask you that we should have that you'd like to share?
I don't think so.
No?
Y'all
How do you make your
great
beard
interview.
look so full and,
It was blessed by the hand of Zeus.
I see.
I have that going for me.
I have a little beard envy. Chuck's got a nice, fluffy beard.
Yeah.
I, for whatever reason, I've just never been able to grow a full one like that.
I'm starting to turn this color.
I love it.
It happens
Welcome
with
to
the
the
best of us.
club.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yes, that's called distinguishment.
Yeah, I'll
So,
take it.
As a thank you for being on our show, we have a couple of unique things that you'll be gifted at this time.
Mhm.
Number one, we have a tree that only grows in the pursuit of purpose.
Okay.
It only grows in one place on the whole planet, and that tree produces a specific fruit. and it sits right behind me. And now you get the chance to pick your very own.
All right.
So if you'll reach over behind me and grab you one.
Well, I see what's on this tree, what's growing on this tree.
Yes.
I'd like to take a limb and grab it.
Would you?
Yeah.
Would you? Well, you
Right.
can only have a fruit, because if you pull a limb, the whole tree dies.
That's right. That's right. You can only have a piece of fruit.
There you go.
There it is.
So that's yours. That's your very own to keep. Now,
That's cool.
the next thing I'm going to give you, it's, as you like history, this is very historic.
Okay.
We operate our practice on the principle of the golden rule.
Yes,
You know this rule?
I do.
What is it?
It is to treat others as you would like to be treated if you were them.
Yeah, somebody's cheated.
I think so.
He's heard us, maybe say it a few
I think
times.
he might have eavesdropped on a few conversations.
Right.
So maybe
yes,
that's how you get ahead, friends. I don't know.
that's exactly right. And do you know the history of what I'm about to give you?
I do.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to give you this gift.
Okay.
I'm going to pull it out of my pocket, and I'm going to illustrate to you that I am a member of the Golden Rule Club, and you are about to be the newest inductee. Okay.
All right.
So those who are members have their very own marble or some representation of it. You're about to be given one that is virtually identical to this. Yours just will still be legible. Mine has been carried in my pocket so long that the engraving has worn down.
Patina.
Yes, it's got the aged look on it.
I like it.
And written in the circumference of this marble is the first part of the golden rule: do unto others as you'd like to be treated.
Right.
But like you said, the golden rule is a contract.
Yeah.
And in that contract, what matters the most is what comes after the if.
Yeah, for sure.
As you'd like to be treated.
If you were them.
So this is yours. Welcome to the club. And you
All
are now
right.
charged with carrying that on your person at all times.
Super cool, man.
And the origin of this is, it started back right before the Great Depression.
Yeah.
By the largest luggage manufacturer that the world has ever known. And it's what kept them alive, was inculcating this golden rule into their company.
Right.
So welcome to the club. I hope you'll carry it as an inspiration that in every endeavor you undertake, you build it on that principle.
I will. So cool.
It'll look a lot better after you carry it a while.
Yeah, for sure. Love it.
And yours is engraved a little deeper than mine. So hopefully the
ain't
etching
going
lasts
nowhere.
longer.
Mm-hmm.
That's
But
awesome.
but anyway, thank you for being a part of the Pursuit of Purpose, being a part of our podcast. Thank you for sharing your story with us and through us to our audience.
Of course.
It's been an honor to have you as a friend, and I look forward to seeing what you create.
I appreciate it.
Well done,
Have fun.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you all for joining us out in the Pursuit of Purpose
Thank you.
podcast audience. Thank you for being a part of the pursuit of our purpose. I'm Rob,
I'm Chuck.
and we've had with us,
Corey Stark.
we'll talk soon. Y'all have a great day.
Question every